What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. You have to forgive me here. I'm kind of adjusting a few things at the last minute. We're literally racing to get done. So, looks like we don't have anybody in at this moment, but I'm not surprised because I literally gave like a 5-minute notice before I went live. So, I don't know how long it's going to take everybody to fall in. But until then, I'm Kane, and this is Noodle, my pinstripe ball python. Appreciate everybody coming out. Like I said, this was kind of a last-minute deal. We've been on the road all day and just come flying in and threw the camera down and ran with it. So I'm literally just barely got in the house in enough time to start the stream. So I see a few people falling in. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for the late announcement. It was all I could do to get here by the skin of my teeth and start the live stream. But go ahead and throw out our little disclaimers. So anybody's welcome to ask me anything they want during the stream. I'll give my best opinion or answer. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a fact, but you know, that's the best I can give. So if I say anything, always do your own research and make sure, don't just go by whatever I say. Got some updates, got some different things going on. A few things changed that we can talk about. I've bought a few things that I'm excited for. I know I haven't been putting out many videos, but it's just been a hectic time, excuses and all that stuff. So what's going on, Eddie? Welcome to the stream, buddy. So yeah, like I said, I literally, we've been here for all of like 5-10 minutes. We flew in the driveway, hopped in, got the dog, threw the stand down, put in the stream. So my apologies for all the late announcements. But yeah, we made it. So anyway, I'll go ahead and start giving my spiel, and we'll let some people fall in here and there. Like I said, I'm sorry for there's been a lack of videos been put out lately. It's been a hectic time. I've been trying to catch up with everything, been doing a lot of things around the house, and I hadn't had a chance to put out any videos, but they're definitely coming soon. What's going on, Sam? Welcome to the stream. He says, are you going to the Knoxville show next weekend? Next week. Sorry, it's been a long day. Thinking of driving up. Honestly, I haven't been watching my calendar, so I'm not even sure if I'm aware of the show that's going on next week. If it is this coming weekend, then I probably won't make it because depending on the day or the time, because I have a fish meet this weekend on Saturday, so I'll definitely be having to make it to that because I've missed the last couple. Hey, Brandon, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. He said, did you ever find you an ARS rack? So, yes and no. Some of the locals that know me might have known or seen my posts. So I've been on the search for a ARS rack, like a professional rack, not a homemade one. Well, I did have one guy that kind of acted like he could get one. And then I found another guy that had a homemade rack, kind of like mine. It was an upgraded version. It did have ARS tubs, but it was, still a homemade rack. And it was a 28 tub rack, so it was a pretty big one. And I'd been talking to him, and he offered me a good deal on it. Well, I messaged the other guy with a professional rack, and he kind of acted like it would be a while before he could get it. So I went ahead and went with this other guy. So I did get a new used rack. It'll be in my next video. I'm super excited about it. My favorite word I say all the time, super excited. But I'm pretty pumped about it. I've got a few things I'm going to do to it before I move my rats over and post my rack for sale. But yeah, I did get me a new setup though. So that is one of the new things that I've added. And I got something else new actually just today. We've been everywhere, all over the map today. But this was kind of I won't say a last minute decision. Me and my buddy's been talking about it for a week or two. I'd been talking in the last stream about getting some chickens. Well, I did have plans to get some chickens, but I kind of backed out on it on the last minute. And I did end up getting me something. So I'll go ahead and spill the beans here because we usually don't have that many viewers on the stream. But I got me some quail, so I'm going to start breeding some quail. I'm pretty excited about it. I can't wait to show them off in the next video. So I got a group of 12 quail with a brooder / enclosure box for a pretty good deal. Like I said, it was a friend of mine, so he kind of hooked me up. But that's something exciting that I'm looking to start talking about on the channel. And, you know, I was doing my research and learned that, you know, quail actually kind of goes with the reptile hobby as well, because a lot of people feed quail to reptiles, to berms, feed quail eggs to things like tegus and skinks. So it actually kind of ties in a little bit. I mean, it is a game bird and it's more of like a farm style animal, but, you know, I'm pretty excited about it. Brandon says, good deal. Can't wait to see the new video. Appreciate it, buddy. It should be, fingers crossed, maybe, if not tomorrow, hopefully Tuesday. But I'm going to shoot for tomorrow because, you know, it's been too long since I put out a video, and I need to get everybody caught up on everything. Of course, always, thank you to my wife for being in the stream. Yeah, so we've got a brand new rat rack coming in that is 3 times the size of the one that I've got. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And we got some new quail. Yes. Brandon had asked how our puppy is doing. And yeah, he's definitely spoiled. He's a spoiled varmint. We love him to death, so he's a handful, but we enjoy him more and more every day. So I know I had talked about I was going to upgrade my fish first, and I did have full intention of upgrading my turtles before, and the fish with the turtles before doing anything else. But this deal come up on this rat rack, and I just couldn't pass it up. Brandon, any guinea pig babies yet? Not yet. We're waiting. I'm thinking any minute now. But not yet. We're just waiting to come home to a few extra squeaks any day. Yeah, I was close to trying to skip the stream tonight. I thought about it and considered it, and then we decided we were just going to power through and get it done. You know, I haven't been putting out a lot of videos anyway, so I want to keep my channel relevant and keep content pushing out. I know the streams have been a little bit slower getting going with building up an audience, but that'll come over time. Yeah, so definitely be watching. If not tomorrow, then Tuesday, I would say there'll be a new video coming out. So we have the update about the new rat rack that I'll be showing off, and I'm going to be doing some work to it before I get it going, and our new pet quail that we're going to be breeding. And you know, I don't know what all route I'm going to go with the quail. Maybe a little bit of everything. So I can obviously just quail eggs. People eat quail eggs just like chicken eggs. So we can, you know, do the eggs just for us to eat. We can do the eggs and pickle them. We can do the eggs and hatch them. We could sell the eggs. We could sell fresh born quail. We could sell adult quail. We could freeze and sell quail to reptile owners. We could, you know, eat the quail ourselves. I mean, there's a lot of options to it. So who knows what route I'm going to go with that. Brandon said, how old is your Burmese python now? You know, it's a good question. I don't know the exact date, but I think it was July of last year when we got the Burm. And I'm not for sure how old she was when we got her, but she wasn't very old. She was more or less still a baby. So I would say she's probably coming up on 1 year. But, you know, not exactly sure on the age. she's got a good, steady, slow growth though. TK Aquascaping. What's going on, Tanner? Thanks for the stream or coming to the stream, buddy. Good to have you here. And I am definitely doing well. Always blessed and highly favored. Living the good life. Just sitting here talking about new animals and talking about the snakes. I've recently got a new rodent rack, and I got some quail. Going to start breeding some quail. So it's funny. My family, I was telling them about it, and they was like, "You breeding quail now?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" They said I'm crazy. They never know what I'm going to come on with next. Tanner says he's glad I could join in the live. Me too. I appreciate you coming, and I appreciate you watching the replay as well. I was like on the hair trigger of not even being able to make the live. So usually I don't put out a pre-scheduled thing too early, usually like an hour or two before I go live. But literally it was like 8 minutes before I went live. I put out the live and let people know I was going to do it because I've been on the road all day. I just barely got here in time. It's been that way all weekend. So yesterday I drove to Murfreesboro and back and got that rat rack, which that was a 6-hour round trip, 7 hours really if you add up dead time. And then we had a birthday dinner for my wife and sister. My wife's birthday was the 2nd, so it just passed. And then today we left for church, and we just kept hopping from destination to destination all day and just got home. So yeah, it has been a journey. Tanner says quail are cool. I used to keep chickens. See, that's what I was talking about in last week's stream. I've been thinking about getting chickens because I used to keep chickens and I really miss them. And I was gonna get some. I hadn't announced that I was getting them because I didn't know. You never know what happens. But I had full intentions of getting some, and at the last minute, it kind of fell through. And my buddy was like, "Hey, I got these quail though. If you want them." And I did a lot of research and decided that actually I think it'd be cooler than the chickens, a lot easier to keep up. So definitely excited about that. Tanner says I was close to you. That's what I thought. There's a few, you and Sam, he popped in the stream earlier, and a few other people that's out west that way. I was close to, but I was on a bomb rush yesterday. I left the house at 7 in the morning because I knew I had to get back home in time for my wife and my sister's birthday dinner. So it's just been go, go, go all weekend. Like I said, I had full intentions of putting out a video updating on everything this weekend, but I just haven't had time to stop. But like I said, either Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to get something out. I don't want my channel growth to slow down either. And I want to keep you guys in the loop. But I've noticed I can tell, everybody says put out at least one video a week, and I firmly believe that because once it starts getting over a week, I can watch my views just start slowing down real quick. And the live streams are good because it forces me to get something out every week so they know my channel's active. But the live streams are still they're still picking up steam. I'm not getting a lot of views on them, but I don't care because, there's a bigger purpose to that with building for the community. So my wife says, sorry for the noise in the background. It is the washer. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to try to keep her from putting the dryer on because it's ridiculous. But we're crunch time, getting everything washed and ready for tomorrow. Like I said, we've been on the road. Yeah, man. Super pumped about everything. The tanks. Oh, here's another thing. I don't know if I'd mentioned in the last live stream. I don't think I did because I think it's been kind of recent. But so right there is the little turtle that was in the 20-gallon. Right here is our big turtle.
Cheese stick right there too.
Oh, well, they probably can't see him in the camera. Yeah, our dojo loach named Cheese Stick is in the background. But we got him moved in with our bigger turtle and was able to empty his tank out. So we broke down another tank. Currently, Well, we haven't broken it down. It's sitting there empty, but it's getting broke down. But we currently went from 19 aquariums down to 8. And so drastic downsize. I haven't had this few tanks and I don't know when. It's been a few years. But I gotta say, I'm kind of really enjoying it. You know, like I told everybody, no plans of getting out of the fish whatsoever. I love the fish. I plan on having a tank till I die. It's just, I feel like I can do 5 to 10 tanks and be plenty happy and not 15 to 20. You know, I don't like having more than 20. I want to say the most I had was like 25 or 26, and it was getting pretty stressful for me. So I'm thinking, really, I don't know. Part of me says I just want 5 tanks. So 3 60-gallon breeders, 125 and my 210. So that'd be 5 tanks. And I think I would be really happy with that. But then another part of me is like, we could squeeze another 125 and another 360 breeders in there and make that 9 tanks and then have more room to play with. I don't know. The plan right now is to go to 5 and then fill it out from there. See, I've seen some comments. Oh, what's going on, Crypt Keeper? My main man made it to the show. Don't be sorry for being late, man. I'm sorry for being late. I did not put out an announcement for the stream until 8 minutes until I went live. We flew in the door. It was the last minute and got it going. I was this close to just being like, I'll just skip a week, but you know what? That's not how you do good at something by skipping. So stuck it out. We got in here. I'll catch you up on a few things. We talked about I got a new rodent rack, and I got some quail. So it's a game bird if you're not familiar with what a quail is, but you probably are. So I'm going to start breeding quail. I talked about getting chickens last week, if you'll remember, but I ended up deciding on getting quail instead. And that pretty much puts you up to date. And then I was talking about the tanks. Yeah, so right now I have 8 tanks, and so my plans are these 275s are going to get sold, and I'm going to get a 125. This 10-gallon shrimp tank, unfortunately, I'm looking to break down, and there's a 20 long in my kitchen that I'm looking to break down. So once I do that, that'll put me to 5, and I think that's where I want to stay for a little while. You know, just fill it out. If I do get another tank, the next move might be another 125 and do a double 125. I think that'd be pretty sick. And then long term, if I still want a little more, another 60 I think would be great. So right now I'm looking 5 to 9 tanks. I think that would be a perfect zone for me. Other than that, I'm not looking to really get rid of anything else. Everything's about where I like it, honestly. Let's see. I already skipped ahead and seen one comment. But let me go back. Crypt Keeper says, "Is that the picture you commented on my Facebook post?" Was curious. Yes, that's what that was. So that's my new rat rack. I've got some work to do to it. Hopefully, I'll have a video out tomorrow, showing off my new animals and showing off my new rack and what I'm going to be doing. But if not, I'm hoping Tuesday at the latest because I need to get on the ball. But yes, that is exactly what that was. Crypt Keeper also says, as I knew this, when I said it, I was like, he's going to get me for that. He says, as a shrimp nerd, I cannot agree with the decision to break down that tank. I know. I like my little shrimp tank too. To be honest, though, you know, shrimp kind of boom and bust. And right now they're in a bust. And there's not many cherry shrimp in there. And it's just, I like it, but it's just there. You know, it's one of those things. I would like to do some more shrimp in the future, but right now it's just another one of those tanks. One good thing about shrimp tanks, and I'm not telling other people to do this, do your research, do what you think is right. But me personally, I don't do water changes on my shrimp tank. I just top them off, and they are pretty easy to keep. So really, if I want to keep it, it wouldn't be a big deal, but I'm just trying to shrink it down and just stick with the main ones I really like, you know. That's kind of what I've been doing. Even with the reptiles, I know from this end, it mostly seems like I've just been getting rid of fish tanks. But I got rid of the crested geckos in the reptile room, which was 4 geckos. And let's see, I was thinking of something else that I got rid of, but no, I remember we had a jumping spider. It passed away, which they don't live very long, but that's not much to speak of getting rid of. But, you know, I've just been trying to narrow it down everywhere to the things I enjoy. He says no water changes. Gasp. I know, I'm terrible. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, no, just with select things. I have been known to get lazy and do some top offs for a while on my fish too, but I do water changes. But on my shrimp, I've never done a water change on any shrimp tanks I've kept. I'm like I said, anybody else that's watching, do your research. There's nothing wrong with doing water changes on your shrimp. I've just found success in that. But I've also always kept a lot of plants with my shrimp too. So there's that. Oh, Lordy. My buddy Noodle here, I kind of missed him. I haven't had him out since live stream last week. So I missed you, buddy. He's being his old noodly self. Look at that cute little face. He's so cute. I love my buddy. He's every episode. If I lost Noodle, I'd be tore up. I don't know what I would do. Just kind of like the fish, you know, I don't plan on having 100 fish tanks till I die. I don't plan on having 100 snakes till I die either. But I'll always have a fish tank, and as long as he's alive, I'll always have Noodle. This is my dude right here. He ain't. For those that don't know, snakes. He's not nothing like fancy morph-wise. He's just a pinstripe heptide, which in snake talk is, you know, a cheaper snake. But I don't love him because of his value. I love him because he's my first snake, and he's a really friendly dude. Let's see. Getting back to the comments here. Crypt Keeper says, I do go a little longer between water changes than most recommended, if I'm being honest. I think most people do, if they're being honest. That's the key, if they're being honest. A lot of people aren't very honest. Muppet says, oh, welcome to the stream, Muppet. Thanks for coming. Muppet says, I'm lazy on topping off. I am too. I am too. I have no lies to tell. I do not try to look like Mr. Perfect on my channel. I will be straight honest with you. It is no surprise for me to do top offs for a few weeks and then do a water change. But I do try to get back into my rotation of doing it when I can. I think, especially if you're breeding, if you're trying to focus on breeding, I think water changes and a lot of food are crucial. And that lot of food is what kind of commands a lot of water changes. But if you're just keeping like I do, as long as you've got a well-established tank and plants, do your own research. But I don't think you have to do as many water changes as everybody says. But that's, as I said, a well-established tank. You know, if you just set your tank up last week, then, you know, maybe don't skip water changes. But if it's full of plants and it's been set up for a while, I've had success with it. And there's people on YouTube like LRB who has done nothing but top offs for who knows how long and had success. But, you know, there's many roads to success, and it depends on your goals, what you're looking for, and what you're doing with your tank. But yeah, oh, there he is. Let's see if you can see him here. Right there, that's our Dojo Loach. His name's Cheese Stick. He's an albino Dojo Loach. Best name ever for a Dojo Loach. Cheese Stick is pretty cool. He's in there with the turtles and the goldfish. He stays hid in the sand most of the time. But that's one of my wife's fish. Yeah, so I'm super pumped, man. I know it's not a good habit to always be getting new stuff and always expanding and blah blah blah. You know, you don't want to just flipping around a lot, but sometimes it does get you energized into everything, moving things around, getting new things. It kind of lights that fire in your hobby again. Muppet says that's a great name. Thank you. Yeah, that's definitely our funniest name, I think. Definitely albino Dojo Loach named Cheese Stick is pretty hilarious. Everybody cracks up when I tell them. The only other one that we're really punny with is we have 2 white snakes, a male and a female, that we breed together, and their names is Salt and Sugar instead of Salt and Pepper because they're both white. Other than that, oh, Crypt Keeper says, are all your animals names after food? You got Noodle, Cheese Stick, what other food names? You know, I didn't even really think about Noodle being a food, but you are right. So yes, we have Noodle, we have Cheese Stick, we have Salt and Sugar kind of food. I don't know, honey. Do we have any other animals named after food? It's possible. We both love food here. Oh. It's kind of like we were talking about candles the other day. I'm funny about smells, like scents and stuff. A lot of generic scents I can't deal with. It makes me feel sick. And I tell my wife, you can buy any candle as long as it smells like some type of food. You're safe. Let's see. Tanner says, rescaping and moving things around always helps me to keep from going stagnant. It definitely does. You know, you can sit there and you've looked at the same tanks for a half a year and you're starting to feel like you're just monotonous and grinding and not enjoying it. Next thing you know, you rearrange a few tanks, move them to a different spot, and you walk in and you're just like, it's like a breath of fresh air. It kind of rejuvenates you. That's why I'm always moving things around. Excuse me. People say I'm crazy. When I had over 20 tanks, one day I rearranged my entire house and moved every single tank in one day. But the feeling at the end of the day of relief and immense joy was so great, it was worth it. And I did it by myself with no help. Even moved this 210 by myself, which that was rough. I just drained the water down, you know, as low as you can. And I got on the ground and just pushed with my legs and pushed it. And it was a job. That's been quite a while ago, though. People are laughing at my food names. Muppet says, my dog's name is Relish. She's a mini dash hound. Oh, that's good. I like that. Our dog's name's Rocket, but it's because he's a live wire. Let's see. He's a little miniature pincher. Let's see. Crypt Keeper says, even just reorganizing the storage rack helps stimulate my mind enough to keep interest in the whole shrimp room. It does, man. Just something new to look at, you know. I guess I've always kind of been like that. Because even when I was a kid, I used to rearrange my room all the time. It was nothing just a one evening like going there and just change everything. I don't know, something about that's just like, it's like you're tricking your brain into feeling like you're in a new place, I guess. I don't know. But that is definitely me here. I sit and think about it all the time. I'm like, I could rearrange all this. And I'm like, oh, it's a lot of work. I'm not ready for that yet. But you can do it with getting new animals. Definitely has its like dopamine hits as well. But you got to be careful with that, you know. That's how you end up with a house full of stuff and then you're overwhelmed and you start slacking on your care, which there's nothing wrong with having a lot of animals as long as you can provide a lot of care and give them the right needs and things they, you know. I have a lot. To some people, I have way too much. And some people think I don't have much at all. But it's all about you, what you enjoy, and make sure your care stays top notch, you know. It's okay if you forget to clean something every once in a while or you skip a water change. But when it comes down to, the point where you're neglecting the animal, that's when you have to reconsider. But that long rant was going off of sometimes getting new animals is really exciting. It's definitely exciting, but gotta be careful with that too. Oh, chat jumped on me. Crypt Keeper says breaks the monotony having something new to look at or a new arrangement of some stuff to look at. It's true. Muppet says, I recently got hooks to hang aquascaping tools, scissors, tweezers, whatnot. What satisfaction seeing them all organized in one place. I am jealous. I've been wanting to do that forever, and I just have not took the plunge, which my fish room is my living room, and my reptile room has a room to itself, just because, you know, it's easier to care for reptiles in a designated area. Fish kind of get all their things inside of the tank. That's, you know, a whole nother explanation, but we won't go into all that. But I'm definitely looking forward to the day when I have a room for fish, room for reptiles, and I can do like that. I've got spots to hang everything. Everything's got its spot. It all just looks, you know, all nice and organized. That there is a satisfying thing to that. You know, clutter gives like stress and anxiety. When everything's clean and crisp, just you can just sit there and be like, oh, this is nice. Crypt Keeper says, I recently took the bags of shrimp food off the lids of the shrimp tanks and put them back on the food shelf. That was a huge moment of satisfaction. Yes. I'm kind of like that with my reptile room right now. I've got all this stuff piled on top of my Tegus tank, and it just looks terrible, and it's been killing me. I need to go in there and just, all it is, I just need to move it, organize it, and clean it all, and I would get some relief when I walk in there. Maybe I need to do an episode on cleaning and organizing, and because, you know, a lot of people get burnt out and overwhelmed, and, you know, us that's had a lot and done it for a while, we realize little things like that kind of keep you going. Maybe I should do a video on how little things like that can kind of, you know, give you a little quick spark and make you feel better about things. I don't know. It's a good idea anyway. Yeah, other than that, everything's been kind of autopiloting on. There's my, let's see, I haven't showed him on the channel in a while. A little flower horn down here, Einstein. He's a cool little guy. I've considered getting rid of him. It hurts my feelings a little bit because I do like him, but I don't know. I've just never been a one fish, one tank kind of guy. I've got some friends that are more like that, and it's just not really my thing. I like to have a lot of fish in a tank. I like to have lots of plants, things like that. With the flower horn, I tried keeping him with the goldfish and the turtles, but he just beat the crap out of them goldfish. They were missing scales and everything, so obviously I couldn't let that go on. And he's just a loner. I don't know. It's a hard decision. Part of me wants to let him go. I did post him for sale, but I'm not looking to give him away for free. I'm not to that point. But nobody's bit down on my price tag, so I'm holding on to him for now, but he may be one that goes. Guess what has 2 thumbs and is getting a saltwater tank tomorrow? Oh man, you've went to the dark side. You can never be forgiven for this unforgivable sin. No, I'm just kidding. I think saltwater tanks are cool. I don't have one, but what is it, Rocket? You can't come up here, buddy. My dog. Can't pick up the dog while you have a snake. The dog could be a snake meal. Yeah, saltwater tanks are pretty cool. They were definitely beautiful. They're just expensive, and I obviously have an addictive personality, so the last thing I can afford to get into is saltwater. My wife, on the other hand, she really wants a saltwater tank. So it may be one of those in the future kind of things, but just not yet. But I do tease my buddies that keep saltwater and always tell them that they've went to the dark side. Let's see. Going through the comments here. Crypt Keeper says, it isn't costing me anything, just a 13.5-gallon tank. My cousin is getting rid of it. Well, hey, can't beat that then. I definitely can't cough at that. I think that's the right expression. If not, we're going to roll with it. But yeah, scoff at it. I don't know. I'm not going to get caught up in that. But anyway, yeah, that's sweet. You definitely can't beat free. I would be tempted myself. The thing with me is, I already know that if I do a saltwater tank, I'm going to go to the nines. I'm going to want all the corals. I'm going to want all the things. And it's going to be a financial investment. And I'm just waiting, I think, until I move to my house, whenever that may be, that, you know, I start that. Because I don't want to start that here and then have to move it. Now, I say that, and 4 months later, I might be like, guess what, everybody? I'm getting a saltwater tank. But I doubt it. And they're pricey, man. Even though you're getting it for free, not down in your thing, you know, I think they're cool. But I know me, even if I was getting one for free, I would still be sinking more money into it. But you know, that doesn't mean you're necessarily like me and have no self-control. But yeah, they're cool. They're just haven't opened that can of worms yet. Let's see. Muppet says, gotta keep the wife happy. That is right. He says, yeah, I can see my bank account shrinking now just thinking about it. That's me. I already know it is not going to be a problem for me to dump $1,000 in that tank quickly and then grow on top of it. So, and if I do a saltwater tank, it's got to be 90-gallon minimal, at least a 90. I don't want to do a saltwater tank no smaller. That's just me personally. And I know they're not the easiest thing either. I know a lot of people have a hard time getting them in line and this and that. So, you know, let's see. Hey, honey, can you call mom and let her know that I'm on the live stream? Yeah. Jeez. Oh, accidentally about clicked out. Almost killed the live stream. My mom's trying to call me. So I'm going to get Michelle to call her and let her know, though. Let's see. Crip says, I plan to need to upgrade lighting for corals and know I want a bigger one almost instantly. Yeah. Hey, you might have better self-control than I do. Well, now try it. She was calling me, so you wouldn't be able to call her at the same time. But yeah. Yeah, I do think saltwater tanks are cool, though. I really do. The particular one I like is the what are they? They're the little fish that spit the sand at each other. I think those things are super cool. And of course, the clownfish are dope, and there are some beautiful corals. I don't like the corals where it's just like, I guess, hard corals, stony corals. I'm not necessarily a big fan of those. I like the flowy ones that look like they're alive. I know I sound very scientific right now, but I have not done any research on saltwater because when I do that, that's when I end up with stuff. Let's see. We are currently 38 minutes into the live stream. So as always, my little half show disclaimer will go for about an hour and we'll cut it off there. Yeah, other than that, the main plan is still the same. Going to be upgrading the fish tanks. I know I was supposed to be doing that this week, but I couldn't pass up on a couple of deals that I had to get. And then afterwards, we'll be moving forward with upgrading some stuff in the reptile room. But this week is mainly going to be the working on setting up the quail and their new enclosure, and then working on the rat rack and getting them in their new enclosure, and then posting up the rat rack for sale, my original one. So recoup some money. That's everything I'm doing right now is buy something, sell something, buy something, sell something. And I'm kind of stuck in the middle until the last thing sells. Because I try to, you know, use the hobby money to pay for stuff and not have to put so much into it, which I do, but, you know, I try to keep a control on it as much as I can. So Keeper says, any updates on the snake breeding? Not at the moment. Still just kind of the every 2 weeks I'm pairing them up. You know, I'd say I'm about halfway through the pairing season, and soon hopefully we'll have the first few females that do a pre-lay shed and refuse meals, and then we'll hold on one second. Sorry about that. Yeah, other than that, it's just the same old, same old. Let's see. Yeah, really, that about catches up on everything we got going on for the moment. Not much else. Gotta get the snake rack, or get the snake rack, the rat rack put together. I'm excited to get that shown. I'm going to be redoing some the caging on it and painting it, adding some new bracing, removing a layer, and putting it all back together. And then with the quail, of course, I'll be doing an episode on showing the quail and revealing them. And then I'm going to be building a brand new enclosure for them as well. So plenty of content, plenty of updates that I can video and show. I just got to get on the ball with it. I got to find the time where there is no time and start making some videos. Other than that, everything's basically just coasting along. Same old, same old. One week to the next. Oh, anybody local, my aquarium club is having a meeting this weekend, Saturday at the Blunt Mansion in downtown Knoxville. I think it starts at 4 o'clock. You can find out information on it on our Facebook group, the East Tennessee Aquatic Association. Definitely love to have you if anybody's local and looking for something to do. And yeah, so that's what my plans will be for this weekend. Muppet says, I find snakes fascinating, but boy, do they incite some fear in me. Honestly, it's the more you're around them, it just wears off. You know, it's understandable why people are scared of them because of the way society views them. But this guy right here is literally not even close to as dangerous as a hamster or a rabbit. You know, everybody I know has been bit by a hamster. I've got 7 snakes. I've had 8 in total. I did move. No, I've had 9 in total. I have sold 2. And I've been bit 1 time. And it was by a snake that had a neurological issue. So when she would go to eat her food, she would get excited and she couldn't tell up from down. So she missed and hit my hand. So it really wasn't her fault. Now, this is just speaking on behalf of ball pythons, not other breeds of snakes. But ball pythons are called ball pythons because they're more likely to ball up and hide than they are to strike at you. They're super chill snakes. They're not dangerous at all. Let's see. Man, I am a popular guy tonight. I am. Let me just type a reply to this. I'm sorry. I know it's great content, but I am in a stream. All right. Sorry about that. For some reason, everybody trying to get a hold of me tonight. But yeah, snakes are cool. I mean, if you watch my channel, you see me every week with this guy on my neck. He hangs out with me. He's my buddy. The only thing, I can put my hands around his face just like this. He's pretty chill. But if I try to touch his, actually, he's being good. Usually if I touch his nose, he'll jerk his face back. But it's because, I mean, if you're an animal with no arms and no legs and something's touching at your face, your first reaction is to do this number. But he's never struck at me or anything. You see me in every single video with this guy, and he's just harmless as could be. They're really, really friendly animals. They're just misunderstood and viewed as evil. But they're really cool. I would definitely suggest it. Try them one out. Let's get back in the comments here. Crypt Keeper shared the link to our club page on Facebook, so we'd definitely love to have you there. See, Muppet says, I've been bitten by a hamster several times, and I'm not scared of them, and I've never been bitten by a snake. It's true. And let me just tell you, while we're on the, he says, illogical fear. It is true. And let me just tell you, a hamster bite hurts way worse than a snake bite. So the one time I did get bit by that one girl, it was nothing. It was like a pinprick. You know, getting bit by a type of rodent like that is way more painful. Now, there are types of snakes with big fangs and stuff, but that's different. We're just talking about ball pythons. And they're very unlikely to bite. They're super friendly. And they're pretty chill animals. I would suggest it to everybody. It might not be your thing caring for them and scooping poop and all that, but you know, you might fall in love with them. Even my wife, when we first started getting snakes, she was terrified of them and she said she wasn't sleeping in a house with a snake in it. Now she loves them. She talks to them, calls them by name, and doesn't even care to hold them. So, and that's just from being around them every day and seeing me with them and learning that little guys, look at that little face. He's just cute as can be, man. How can you not like something like that?
We're going on the cruise the 13th to the 22nd.
Okay, honey. All right. Sorry about that. Doing some planning for vacation for later on in the year. Always better to plan ahead of time than later on. But yeah, I would definitely suggest it to everyone. I wanted a snake growing up as a kid, and of course my mom was like, "Hey, that ain't happening." And her house, her rules, so I didn't have one. Uh, and now as an adult, I'd forgotten about them and never honestly considered it because mostly, if I'm being honest, it was because of the rumors that they stink and they're slimy and all that. I don't know where those rumors come from, but they're not true. Honestly, snakes don't really stink at all. If they use the bathroom, it stinks for the first few moments that it's fresh. But you have to open their tub to even know that it's in there. Otherwise, you won't smell it. And then the snake itself doesn't stink at all. They're not slimy. I don't know where that comes from. They're just really cool animals. Anyway, I said vacation. I knew that was probably coming. So Crypt Keeper asked if I got my tickets to the Keystone Clash. I did not. I know I've talked a big game about maybe going, but it's just not in the budget right now. I don't think I'm going to. I'm probably not going to go. I know that's a bummer, and I want to meet everybody, but I can only pick so many things, and right now, so the vacation I was talking about, we're gonna go on a cruise with my parents, and I've never been on a cruise. I've never left the country, so that's something I want to check off my list. You know, I live fish and reptiles and things like that every single day of my life. So it's just hard for me to base one of the few vacations I get on going to a fish event. I know it shouldn't be like that, but I just don't think I'm gonna make it this year. Uh, and going on a vacation with my parents. I'm gonna be 30 years old this year, and it's been a long time since I've been on a vacation with my parents. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's see. Muppet says I need to find someone local with a snake so I can get desensitized slowly. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, honestly. I was around other people's snakes before I had a pet of my own, and kind of discovered the same thing. There's going to be a small fear when you first get one. They're going to slightly intimidate you, and when they jump back, it's going to scare you. But after the daily being around them and everything, next thing you know, you just won't care. And then if you do get bit, whenever it does happen, if it happens, if you've got one snake and it's an adult ball python, you may never get bit. But if you keep multiple snakes and you have babies, babies are more bitey, you're more than likely going to get bit. And then the first time you get bit, it's going to scare you again. You're going to be a little intimidated, but you're going to realize real quick it doesn't even hurt. And then you're going to be like, what was I scared of after all? A good example I used to somebody was I do flooring for a living, so I do construction. I have smacked my fingers with a hammer more times than I could count, busted my skin open, this and that, and it hurts bad. Am I scared of a hammer? Not at all. Am I going to quit using a hammer because it busted my thumb? No. So why be scared of the snake? It might bite you, but if it does, it's not going to hurt anyway. It's like getting shocked. You're more scared of it than it actually hurts you. But I understand why people are. But you will get desensitized. Kind of the same thing with tarantulas. A lot of people are scared of tarantulas. Even snake people are scared of tarantulas. I think it's funny because snake people come to my house and they're like, I ain't touching that thing or getting around it. Which I don't know why I said touching. I don't let people touch my spiders, but nonetheless. But a lot of people will get a tarantula to get over the fear and then get addicted to keeping tarantulas. It's kind of funny. You do get desensitized. Let's see. Crypt Keeper says cruises are a lot of fun. Definitely go do that. Yeah, we're excited about it. You know, I don't feel like I'm the cruise kind of guy. Like, to me, I've always thought being trapped on a boat sounds like miserable. Like, I wouldn't want to do that. But my dad went and he loved it. And my dad is a don't sit still kind of guy. So he loved it and said I should do it. So if he says it's fun, then I believe it. And so that's what we're going to do. Let's see. Let me scroll back up. Crib Keeper says spiders are a big no. Muppet says spiders freak me out. Yeah, they do, everybody. You know what's less harmful or harming than a snake, though? It's a spider. They're the same way. I understand if you don't like them. I get it. I do. But I'm telling you, they're just as harmless, too. I would take a spider and a snake over a hamster and a rabbit any day of the week as far as safety goes. But, you know, that's just life. You're taught growing up to be scared of those things, so it gets embedded in you. But really, they're as harmless as could be. Let's see. We are coming up on 51 minutes. Man, that just flew by. We're almost through the stream. Maybe one day I'll get my tarantula out on the stream. Just to give everybody the heebie-jeebies. Oh, there's one guy that come to my house. He's got snakes and keeps rodents and things that most people are afraid of. And he turned around and seen my tarantula and was like, "Ooh!" And man, I was cracking up because he's a manly man type of guy. It was funny. They're still on about the spiders. Spiders are so crafty and fast. And then you can't reason with them. Crips is unsubbed. They can be fast if they want to be, but honestly, most of the times they barely move around. My dog, he is just he is running 1,000 miles an hour from the one end of the house to the other. You can probably hear his bell in the background. What is it, Rocket? What is your buddy? I would pick him up, but it's not safe with the snake. All right, my wife says she'll hold the snake for a second. Here you go. Rocket. Hey, come here. Oh. Say hi to everybody, buddy. Say hi to everyone, huh? This is my little dude right here. I look a little funny with a dog instead of a snake. Yes. He is adorable.
Okay, you can show me now.
What, honey? All right, buddy. Come on back down. Oh.
He's jealous.
The dog is a live wire. Oh, Lordy. Crypt Keeper says that critter has 4 legs, not 8. I guess I'll stay. Oh, sorry. Bad host. I forgot to click the comment. Yeah, Rocket's all right. Nobody's scared of him. Although I will say, some of the worst bites I've ever seen in my life are dog bites. He says, "Love your puppy." Thank you. He's adorable. He brings us a lot of joy. Sometimes some stress, but mostly joy. Muppet says, "Do you like all spiders, like free range in your house spiders, or just more pet spiders?" So I'm not like one of those people, and I'm not saying anything about anybody that is. So nobody get offended and leave me a dirty comment. But I'm not one of those people that sees a spider and I'm like, "Oh, hi, friend, welcome to my home." Like, I've squished plenty of spiders. Don't get me wrong. So no, I'm not like a spiders have a free place in my home kind of guy. I just like I like tarantulas. I think they're cool. They're cool to look at. You know, you don't get the tarantula out and play with it every day. It's not what it's for. It's like your fish. You don't get your fish out and play with them. You just look at them and enjoy them. Tarantulas the same way. And they can't get out. Well, I won't say they can't get out. I mean, you can win the lottery, but it's very unlikely. So no, I'm not like that. Like, I'm not that kind of person. But I do think tarantulas are pretty cool, and they're very beautiful. And I mean, just to watch them, they're very majestic. I know you're not into spiders, but I have 3 videos on my channel about setting up a spider enclosure. And I'm pretty sure in all 3 of the videos, I set it in there by hand. And you can just watch how calm they are. I mean, now I know some people are so scared of spiders they can't even stand to watch a video. But I mean, a video is a video. It can't get you through the screen. So I definitely check them out. If nothing else, throw me a view. But to see the tarantula and how cool they are. And one thing I like about them is they're the easiest thing you'll ever own to care for. You feed them once every week to 2 weeks a bug and fill up their water dish, and that's it. I mean, you don't have to have no special lighting. They live at room temperature. They're just super chill animals. Insects, whatever, arachnids, invertebrates, whatever you want to call them. I love them. They're cool. They're super simple and they're very beautiful, and just you can set up their enclosure all kinds of different ways. Like if you like aquascaping, then that's really cool because they don't ever mess up. Oh, Rocket. Honey, he's got your flip flop.
Rocket.
But yeah, they're awesome. You should definitely look into them. There is a channel called the Tarantula Collective with a guy named Richard. He's got a red beard. And he has the best channel ever. You should check it out. Even if you're not in tarantulas, just check it out just because. Crypt Keeper says no, tarantulas are not majestic. Definitely majestic. Giraffes, on the other hand, those are absolutely majestic. Oh, Lord. Not with the giraffes again. One of these days, I'm going to have to do like a fake prank video of me getting a giraffe and not really getting a giraffe. Nobody will know what we're talking about except for us. Oh no. Yeah, I don't post tarantula videos very often, just every once in a while. But I do think they're pretty cool. But you know, I'm also a pretty wild guy that has fish and tarantulas and guinea pigs and snakes and lizards and turtles and now birds, and so you know you can't go off of my opinion. I'm a little bit of a loose cannon. But let's see. We got just a couple minutes here. It is 58 minutes. So about to be hopping off. If anybody's got any final comments, anything, go ahead and throw it out there. Other than that, we are winding down to the end of the stream. Look out for the new video coming up. Like I said, I'm going to be updating on everybody on everything that's been going on around here. We haven't been doing much videoing. What's changed, what's new, what's added, and all that good stuff. Oh, let's see. Looking through to make sure I didn't miss nothing. I don't think I did. We'll hold out just a couple more minutes here because I don't want to cut it off before an hour. Oh, now you want to be chill, Noodle. You've been wild this whole night moving around, and now you're just going to chill here with me. Well, you might not be into the spiders, but definitely give the snakes a chance. They're pretty sweet. Says, I know Noodle is the mascot, but can you bring out another snake in the future? Never. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll bring out another snake. It'll probably be one of those like I'll bring it out, show it, and then put it back and get Noodle back. Just because, I don't know. I like the consistency and always keep a Noodle with me. But I know it's a little different in a live video perspective of seeing the snake with me. But I like doing the video in here with the fish and stuff. Just to highlight the tanks because they don't get a lot of videos. And I think it makes for a better background than just looking at reptile enclosures that don't do much. But maybe one day we can move to the reptile room and show off some stuff in there during a live stream instead of just sitting here chit-chatting. That'd be pretty cool. Show off all the snakes. Let's see. Well, okay. Well, was just about to shut down the stream, but we got a new person, so we'll hang out for one more minute here. Thanks for coming, Brendan. Forgive me if I said it wrong. It says, can you tell me about yourself and your pets? So yes, I'm Kane. I call my channel Keeper Kane because I kind of keep a little bit of everything. I keep the reptiles, fish, tarantulas, birds, rodents. So I keep her cane because I keep it off. This is a Christian channel. I try to keep it family friendly. I've been into aquatics for going on 3 or 4 years, and I've been into reptiles for a year or two. And yeah, other than that, my channel is more like a vlog style, keeps up with everything type of channel. I do a little bit of informational videos here and there, and I'm kind of new into the streams. But yeah, other than that, that pretty much sums it up on me. This is Noodle. He's my pinstripe ball python. He's kind of like my channel mascot. I have him in all my live streams and the start of all my videos. So if you hang around, you'll definitely see plenty of him. But yeah, thank you for coming to the stream. Sorry you had to catch it right at the end. Usually we go about an hour. I don't go too long after, but I don't mind to hang out for more than a little second over. He says, is that a pinstripe? It definitely is. So Noodle is a pinstripe het pied. He's not nothing fancy, but he was my first snake. So, you know, he's kind of my favorite. And so I keep him as a mascot in all the videos. He's on my logo. He's on my thumbnail for my live stream. And maybe one day, if I ever make it big enough, I'll have a t-shirt with him on it. I think that'd be pretty cool. But, well, sorry to cut off right at the end, buddy. I know you just made it, but we're at the hour mark. If you'd like to drop in again, we do a show every Sunday from 8 to 9. We'd love to have you here. That goes for everybody else in the stream. Thanks for coming. Appreciate all the views. Everybody, the lurkers, the replay crew. And yeah, keep your eyes out. If not tomorrow, then Tuesday at the latest for a new video updating on what everything has been going on. Other than that, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And remember, your hobby can bring you joy, but only Jesus can bring you peace. I hope to see you guys in the next one.